So here's a quick little routine to recover after a session. I'm going to go through each thing in a little bit of detail, and then after I'm all done, I'm going to go through everything kind of at real-time speed like you do it if you knew the routine and have been doing it for a while. So this first thing you can use your bike for. I'll also show a version using a pipe or a dowel. If you happen to drive to the lot like me, you can have a dowel with you. If not, your bike works great. If you use the bike, you grab under grip on one side, do a full 360 X up, and then you want to pull the shoulder back and lock into a stretch. You should get a good stretch all the way down the arm. You can also look away and tie some of this neck muscles here into it as well. Spin maybe 30 seconds to a minute, kind of working out some tension there. Hit the other side, under grip, spin it around. Shoulder back, same thing. You might find one side's a little worse than the other, spend a little more time there. If you want to do it with the stick, it doesn't have to be this long, I just happen to have this sitting around, but if you want to grab underhand out on the end, same idea. It's a full 360 wind up and shoulder back. And here's this is kind of nice because you can really push that stick out and extend into the stretch. It's also possible to hit both together. To do that, you can grab hands behind your back, bring this around, pull the shoulders back, and you kind of get both hands at once. So the next thing we'll do from there is we're going to stretch out the grip a little bit. Just come down to the ground and kind of knead the ground a little bit like almost like a cat with its hands on backwards. So you're stretching down the fingers to the palm, getting the tension out of the gripping muscles. If you walk forward a little bit, intensify the stretch a little bit, lock out those elbows. Bonus points, you can drop into a yoga cobra position here, lean back, really kind of open up all that forearm muscle. From there, drop to the knees, spin your hands back normal. We're going to come up to a down dog position, turn sideways. From here, we're going to take one foot and try and pull the heel to the ground and stretch out the calf. Do about 5 reps on one side, 5 on the other, and 5 on whatever angle gives you a good stretch here. After 5, both together, we'll work through a couple down dog cobra positions. You do the cobra, think about wrapping your back around a big ball, really lifting the upper part of the back and not just the lower part of the back. From here we'll come into a nice low squat position, so your heels should be on the ground, feet about shoulder width apart, and then you're going to take your hand and plant it right alongside your body. Try to stay upright. Drop in, which lets you rotate one hip out and one hip in. Sit up tall. Press yourself up. Off the side. 2 to 3 reps there. And same movement, this time you're putting your hand back a little further. You're going to press up into a bridge, so squeezing glutes, kind of opening everything up on this side. Down. And 2 or 3 there. Last 2 movements here, we have a diagonal stretch. This one's a little tricky. We're going to turn our front foot a little bit sideways, back foot's in behind, front leg stays mostly straight, and then you're going to reach your far side hand around and touch somewhere on that leg and back. It can be your thigh, it can be behind your kneecap. If you're really burly, it can be all the way back at your heel. What you want to feel is all this stretching here. Opening up those hips that stay bent over pretty much all the time while we're riding. Other side. Keep your butt on the stretch side, flexed as you go back. You should really feel this in the low back. It should be all isolated out here. And the last thing we're going to do is called a swimmer hover, really try and open up the shoulders. So for here, we're going to start with our hands behind your back, almost like you're being handcuffed. From here, pulling the shoulders back, pinching the elbows together. Then we press the hands straight back. Bring them out to straight. From there, really going to go nice and slow, making the back muscles really stretch the front side of your body. Come around in this scarecrow position where we're trying to rotate our hands back as much as possible. Lifting up, shrugging up some as we bring our hands all the way in behind our neck and elbows forward. From there, we're going backwards. Bring this all back, pinch the shoulder blades together. You can press your hands straight back off your back. Pull them out nice and slow. It's the scarecrow position. Out to the iron cross. Rotate the thumbs to the back, into the sky behind you. Lift your arms as high as you can behind you without bending over. Bend the elbows. And finally, elbows come forward. That's one. We do 3 of those nice and slow at that same pace. Really stretching the front side by using your own muscles in the back. And after that, you should be pretty good to go. Here I'm just going to kind of do the whole routine in just one shot. Just kind of follow along speed. This is the speed I would probably do it at. As long as everything's feeling pretty good and doesn't need any extra work. I'm just going to spend about this much time. Switch that side. Kind of fish around. Look to see what area is tightest. Sometimes it's going to be up here more. Sometimes you have to lean over. Push that out, get a nice long stretch. Just make sure that shoulder's staying back. Done with that. Set the bike aside. Come down. Need the ground here. Forearms stretched out. Walking forward. Cobra. Maybe add in a little bit of shrugs there. Extend to the back. Spin that around. Single leg calf stretch here in the down dog. Switch legs. Regular down dog. Cobra. Squat. Squat shin blocks. Squat to bridge. Little stretch. The better you get at these, the more you keep that front leg straight. Lastly, our swimmer's hovers. Show you a few different angles of this as we go. Make sure that you're not arching your back to make it seem like you're getting more range of motion. You don't want to do this. Keep your ribs tucked down.